Hi, I'm Philip Quebe, Director of Products for Small Form Factor Data Diodes here at OPSWAT.
I'm Sal Morlando, Chief Technology Officer for OPSWAT's Data Diode and Security Gateway product line.
And today we're talking about data diode use in data centers. So first question, why should cybersecurity be at the forefront of data center consideration?
Well, there's a tremendous amount of time, effort, and money being put into building out data centers and using data centers to support businesses of all types, academics, and so on. And keeping those systems running efficiently, 24/7 operation is critical for businesses across the globe. Cybersecurity is really part of reliability. Without cybersecurity, you can't have a highly available, reliable system.
What parts of a data center make compelling targets for bad actors?
Data centers use, obviously, servers and systems to process data, which seem like the obvious target. But in many cases, the target is really the OT infrastructure around the data centers. It's the heating and cooling system. It's the electrical power generation. Many data centers now are moving towards using small nuclear reactors to provide localized power from those data centers. Green energy, hydro, so on and so forth. So all that infrastructure needs to be protected, secured, and provide power as well as environmental conditioning 24/7 to keep those data centers running.
Let's say I'm a data center operator. I have some of this infrastructure. It's an HVAC system, it's, et cetera, and I want to keep tabs on that. I need to get data out about its performance, but I want to make sure it stays secure. How do data diodes play into that?
Monitoring the infrastructure is really the most important thing. These systems run autonomously, but they need to be monitored to make sure they're operation. So the use of network security technologies such as data diodes are becoming increasingly important. They create an ear gap around these critical assets while allowing data of all types to be replicated out for monitoring purposes. And they can be aggregating data and sending it to a centralized monitoring facility.
So what about inbound traffic? What if I need to control some of that infrastructure?
Diodes can actually be used to move data in. Diodes coupled with file sanitization can be used to securely access files and transfer them into the secure domain.
If you need command and control, what does that mean in the context of diodes?
There are cases where you need command and control. And then if you still want to preserve the ear gap isolation as well as the protocol break that diodes provide, we can provide back-to-back diodes, which essentially create a virtual TCP socket connection, allowing a remote desktop session to access a specific endpoint within an OT. So if you need to access an OT endpoint and pull data back, that can be done with diodes.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Sal, for your time. And if you have any questions, visit us at opswat.com for more information.